Good evening everyone and welcome to the Invictus Racing League Tier 2, brought to you in partnership with Gridfinder and Venturi Studios. Today we are racing around the US Grand Prix on a nice sunny clear day. I'm not too sure why I'm going to drive around in intermediates, but we've got a few medium runners, probably looking to save a couple of an extra set of softs for the race, but mostly drivers are out on the soft tyres going for the fastest lap they can set. A very technical track, especially that first sector, but it's a little bit easier in the new game. But it's still a difficult track nonetheless. Easy to pick up a few penalties and easy to invalidate your qualifying time. So we'll see how drivers can navigate that one tonight. Evening, Owen. Nice to see you here. We're just trying to work out why there's a driver out on intermediate tyres, but maybe they know something that we don't. So we've got JP, Ginger, Smoke and LDR all out on mediums, looking to get a banker in, as we got Big Salty Zebra joining us for the qualifying session, at least tonight. Yeah, it's honestly, Owen, it's very much possible. Let's be honest. Let's go on board with Simon Palmer then for the first lap of qualifying. He missed last session, so we'll see how he does today. There is neither of the rods are here actually, are they today? Both away. Oh well, the show must go on. Let's go on board with Simon Palmer then. Into turn one. Oh, he's gone very wide and deep there. Gonna lose a little bit of time. He can cut right through that apex, but let's see if he can catch some more back up through the first sector. Oh, that's he didn't invalidate there, but that's definitely gonna have costed him some time. Purple first sector, but let's I think we all agree that that's probably not very accurate. Well, it's certainly because none of us has said a lap yet. Evening, Kaza. Oh, nice to see you here. We're just on board with Simon Palmer on his first lap. Down the back straight with the sun blaring in your eyes. Actually, it's not too bad in qualifying. It's worse in the race. Next corner. You can take a lot of corner in this one. Simon decides to take it nice and wide. Probably a tenth or two there to gain if he takes that line a little bit tighter. But you got to go careful with the track limits if you do decide to do that. Ease the car through the next couple of corners. Easy to put the back end round. And then a nice sweep into the apex, which he's done lovely. If you get the line right through here, you can absolute full throttle all the way through. And you don't need to lift at all, and Simon has kept it nice and tight. And then swing it around the second to last corner, not running too wide. And then just the final corner. So Luke Bailey has set a 133. Simon Palmer with a 134.3. We did see a couple of mistakes while we were on board, so I'm not really too surprised about that one. Let's check Crix again, who is close to the line into the final corner. And a 133 to beat, a 133.6 for Crixik. They're not too bad, not too bad. As Amulet Man said, he needs to be consistent and score some points. There's an Aston Martin off the track. I'm not too sure who that is. That is JP. JP is in the wall. Right, I am aware that JP is having issues with his wheel, so potentially that could be what is going on there then. And he's been disqualified for driving the wrong way. Right, not the start of the session he would have wanted. Let's go on board then with one of the new drivers, Tasty. First race in Invictus Racing League. First qualifying session in Invictus Racing League, and he's just kept it inside the track limits through the final corner. Running up to the start-finish line and second place with a 133.3 for now. And right behind him, with almost an identical time, is another new driver to this session, Prime Oatley, or Oak as called in the Discord. New to the league, along with Yasko Kirill as well. So some competitive times from the new drivers. there is a Ferrari behind him. Okay, he doesn't get in the way of that Ferrari. Well, he's done a lap actually. Let's go on board there with never mind, he has invalidated his lap. We shall watch one of the new drivers. I'm not too sure what Lewis is doing there, switching between the inters and wets. He's having a good old time. That's quite amusing, but we will stay on board with Leeds. And he decided the sensible thing to pick the softs. Good man. We also have Yell out there looking to set a lap as well. I'm guessing Martin is going to go for one once he gets to the line. Also, he's saving his ERS, but we shall go on board. Actually, let's go on board with Martin. He's going to get there quicker. Never mind, he's going in the pits. Back to Leeds. Good evening to Linda, who is joining us in the chat. On board with Leeds then, let's go. He is looking for a 133.0, definitely more time to find in this league, that's for sure. Tier 2 will definitely get inside those 132s. How's he going to navigate turn 1? Here we go, taking a lot of apex, taking some and carrying some nice speed through there. Then it's all about the precision through the first sector. Less steering input, the better. And Leeds is, he's taking that okay. Let's hide this, it's a bit too much of the screen, isn't it? It's an okay navigation through sector 1, but I definitely think there's some more time to find as he goes down to the back straight. Again, nice and wide in there, carrying as much on the exit as he can. And then a long trek down the back straight. One of the longest straights on the calendar, obviously, other than Baku. And then a very heavy braking zone where you can go through as much of the curb as possible, but again, being reserving with the track limits, but it's just his first lap, so that's understandable. Then you just got to tease the throttle through the next couple of corners. It's so easy to drop the rear before swooping in through the apex and almost running wide there. He's absolutely within track limits. Keep the car nice and tight through this long right-hander, and it's not really a corner if you just floor it through. As the car swoops around the left-hander, over the crest, and then into the final corner, taking a nice tight line for a quick exit, and that will be P2, a 133.1. And you think that if he can get that sector 1 a little bit better, then he could be on for a very quick time. Let's keep an eye on Yellow, see how he's doing on his time, as he is also on a flying lap. Running out of ERS, but that's fine. He's about to finish his lap into the final corner. Again, a 133.0 is the time we're looking to beat, and it will be a 132.8 for the Mercedes driver. And that is currently provisional pole. Let's go on board then with Simon Palmer. They're going to improve on that 12th place. We caught a couple of mistakes. Let's see if he's learnt from that and he's going to ace this track this time. That's some better lines through sector 1 and some real serious pace being continued. He is 2 tenths up on his time already. That's to be expected. As we are happy to see the Mercedes in P1. Yeah, that's a good guy, so I'll agree with you there. A heavy braking zone then into the back straight. Again, opting not to use too much of the apex, but that's fine. All the way down the back straight then, a couple of cars up ahead. Hopefully they will not get in the way of this qualifying lap, as we see the drivers pulling over quite nicely. And then to spot your braking zone, he's gone a little bit deep there again. You can take a lot more of the curves, but drivers are just more worrying about track limits, as he is 4 tenths up on his time. But catching up to a little bit of traffic. There's an Alpine up ahead. Hopefully he does not get in the way, and he does stay off the racing line quite nicely then as Simon swoops around the right-hander. There's sort of 3 corners in here, but really is just one. And over the crest, easy to drop the car out of there. but he controls it lovely, absolutely using all the racetrack he can. And then same for the final corner, out wide, up to the line, and a 1:33.9. Ruddo is missing tonight, Cameron. He has injured his wrist, and he has a race at Donington at the weekend, so he's been told to rest his wrist in the meantime. I'm sure it's all excuses, but I'll take his word for it. Luke then looking to gain a few attempts to retake that first position. Let's see what he can do. It is a 1:32.8. Just a tenth behind yellow, but not enough for that top step. You have a yellow flag into turn 1, but that's just drivers getting out of the way of one another. Tasty then, struggling to get on the throttle there out of the corner. That's going to bleed time all the way down this long back straight. Probably worth a couple of attempts by the end of it. And if you can get a slipstream from your teammate, you can gain almost a quarter of a second. But that's easier said than done, of course. He is currently 4 attempts up on his time, which would see him just shy of Luke Bailey, but he's still got another sector to go yet, and I'm not too sure how strong or weak his third sector was. I think his first sector was the worst, but that might have been Leeds actually. As you watch the car just over the crest, like it's not even there. Track limits, of course, easy to invalidate. Just got to run a wide, and he takes second place then with a 1:32.850, 9 1/1000ths faster than Luke Bailey, and the fastest third sector. Rambo has invalidated his time. We got Ivan, who's set his lap, and then let's go with Krikzik in the McLaren, currently P9, as Alex Dino goes up into P5, or Alex Dino, I'm not too sure. Let's see where Krikzik can put this car. 1:33.1, and that is up into P4. Brilliant time for the McLaren driver. Let's go on board with one of the debut drivers, Jasko Kirill in the Haas, with the fastest first sector. I wouldn't say he misses Ruddo. It's a sad time to be alive. But as I said, unfortunately, the show must go on. And on we go to the back straight, with that sun glaring over the top of the buildings in the distance. Let's see how the Haas driver then chooses to navigate this corner. No one cut in that corner at all. Hey man saying he had a slipstream from his teammate and took 3 attempts out of his time. Yeah, sort of a quarter of a second is sort of where I sort of laid the line personally, so not far off that. So a purple first sector and a decent second then. What is the Haas going to be able to achieve? He's currently sat in P11. Coming around the final corner. So 1:33.3 up into P7, and the times are looking very close between quite a few of the drivers. On board then we have Prime Oatley. Again, one of the new debut drivers, the fastest middle sector. As there's Mr. Ruddo apologising. And we have the JP fan club. You don't want to know. I will save him the embarrassment and I won't repeat what happened. Unfortunately, it was a technical issue with the wheel set, and JP drove straight into the wall and then reversed on track. As we have a new pole sitter then, Prime Oatley. He had that purple middle sector and a purple third sector and a 1:32.778. Just beating yellow by a couple hundredths of a second. One man though who could upset this is Mr. Leeds himself. The debut driver in the Williams, alongside Martin, who is currently sat at the bottom of the field. He reversed out of the wall and he got a DSQ for reversing on track, which was a little bit harsh to be honest, but unfortunately not much we can do about it. Not up on his first sector, but that's fine. We had a good first sector as he's a little bit wide onto the back straight, and that's going to be an invalidation. Yep. Unfortunately, I could see that one coming from a mile away. LDR game, but P10 then. Let's go on board with Smoke, who's got an absolute minefield of traffic in front of him. We have yellow flags in all three sectors. There's a Ferrari. Oh! Just got off the racing line. Was that Lewis? That was. Oh, that was tight. McLaren getting out the way nicely. And a Red Bull as well. God, there's so much traffic going on. But all getting out the way for this man here, Smoke. Who do I think will win? I don't know. It's quite a hard one to tell. There's a couple of new drivers, Tasty and Notally are both new to the scene, so I'm not too sure what their race pace is like, but qualifying's looking pretty strong. We got Ivan Belov, who is quite a common podium stander. Luke Bailey, who raced in Tier 1 last season, so he could be a bit of a favourite. But I wouldn't like to call just yet, because Prime mostly retires in the pits from the session. Oh, there's only 38 seconds, that makes sense. A lot of these drivers then, this will be their final lap. Let's see where Smoke can climb himself to, and then we will look behind at those drivers. I'm not sure if they'll get to the line in time. It's going to be close. But where can Smoke put himself there? Oh, a little bit of a snap out the final corner, and that will be P10 for Smoke in the Mercedes. I think most of these drivers are about to start a lap. Where I'm not sure that Ferrari is going to get onto the line in time. He's going to have to get his foot down. 3. No, he's not going to make it. It will be, unfortunately, P17 for Lewis Topeka as he doesn't make it to the line. And nor did Martin. Both drivers then at the back of the field. Let's go on board then with Simon, but no, he's not on a flying lap, so that's his qualifying done. We have an Alfa Romeo close. That is Rambo, who's just in the middle sector. But half a second off his time. Big, oh, you see what it says? He's a wallet. I'm guessing. Oh, a big spin for Rambo. He was already down on his time and he's retired on track. That is not allowed. Leeds then on board with Leeds. He's currently not improved on his time. But it's where you are at the final line that matters. He's only got to improve by a couple hundredths. Let's see then out of the final corner. Oh, it's a bit unsteady and he's not going to improve his time. We've got an Aston Martin coming over the line and that will be Ginger Tiger. He does not improve either. He will stay 14th place. We've got a McLaren over the line. Blake, that'll be P12. Then we've got an AlphaTauri over the line and that's Luke Bailey with a 132.488. He puts himself on the top step of the... on the top step for now, but we have Kriksik who has invalidated his time. One person who could upset the party as Yeller. He's got to find a few attempts on his time. Where's he going to find himself? Oh, a bit of a slide out the corner, but he will take first place. 132.453. Tasty takes third, but that will be a pole position for Yeller in the Mercedes. That slide out the final corner almost cost him. We saw Luke slide out the final corner as well, so if he didn't, that could have been a pole position, but those two are mighty close to one another. As I'm assuming these two are in AI. Just wait for Smoke to pull up in the pits and then the race we will progress on to the race. And there we go. A Mercedes pole then for Yeller. What you delight of. I'll end in the chat. So we will run you through the starting grid for tonight's race around the US Grand Prix. We have Yeller in P1, Luke Bailey in P2, Tasty, one of the new debuts in P3 with two debuts behind him, Otley and Alex Dino in 4th and 5th respectively. We got Kriksik and the lead in McLaren with Leeds and another debut in P7. We've got Ryan in P8, Yasko Kuro, another debut in P9, Rambo in P10, who looked quick last week. We've got Smoke in P11, LDR Gamer in P12, Blake in P13, Ivan Belov, who could have probably done a little bit better in P14. We have Ginger Tiger in P15, Simon Palmer in P16, Lewis in P17, Martin in P18, and then the DSQ of JP at the back of the field. Hopefully he can get his technical issues sorted, because he would be a favourite for the race win. So drivers then will be... Okay, Big Salty see what was Lewis the Beaker, good to know. Drivers will be then selecting their strategy for tonight's race. It looks like it's dry, there is sun in the sky, not a cloud to be seen, bright blue skies. As Lee is crying into his pillows because no Rodo is on the track tonight. There are 19 drivers though, so there is plenty of action tonight. Strategies will be split probably between the mediums to softs or softs to mediums, but tyre degradation around COTA is very high around the Circuit of Americas. Very, very high indeed. Sort of the softs are almost 3 or 4 seconds quicker. How many laps? There are 30 something laps. I'm not too sure. It will say in just a moment. We have 4, 5 red lights and we are away. 28 laps there is then. Yola gets the perfect start. Not a start that Luke Bailey would have wanted, and Tasty's going to look to go around the outside, but I'm sure there'll be some chaos into turn 1. There always is. So far all drivers getting through nice and tidy. There is a Alpine gone a little bit wide along with a McLaren and an Aston Martin, but nobody's gone around just yet as we have 2 wide up ahead. Yella is still leading ahead of Tasty, who has got past Luke Bailey around turn 1. 2 wide at the back here with the Ferrari and Simon Palmer. Both those drivers keeping themselves on the track, and they have behaved themselves through sector 1. On board then with Luke Bailey, who's going to want to get one back on Tasty, who got a good start, and actually Tasty's the one looking fast. He's going to go for a move on the Mercedes. He's not quite yet pushing the car through the corner. That's going to affect his exit speed though, as Luke Bailey's going to look to go to the inside of Tasty. Tasty's not giving him too much room. Giela's moving about just to break that toe, but he's going to hold on to P1. Here's Luke Bailey going to go for a move down the inside of Tasty as Ryan gets past Alex Dino. He's not going to push his luck. We got 2 wide behind with the Alpine, and that looks like a bit of a dive bomb, but he's made it through nicely. The 2 Red Bulls going side by side, avoiding contact, but positions are swapping everywhere as Krixik goes around the outside of the Ferrari driver. A lovely move, avoiding contact, and he will take that position, but the Alpine down the inside. Ryan making a move on the McLaren as he is optimistic with 2 drivers battling. They're going to go side by side all the way through the next 3 turns. Let's hope they avoid some contact as they get very, very close, and the Alpine pushing the McLaren out the way, and he will say thank you for P4 as we have another Alpine going very wide through the final corner. Yellow then avoiding contact, and Yaska Curl is ahead of the Williams driver at the background. We got a couple wide here. Let's watch this battle then as the Mercedes goes flying past the 2 drivers. He's got some serious straight line speed, but Alex Dino isn't going to give this one up too easily. He's going to go around the outside. The Haas and the Williams side by side. Red Bull nowhere to go, and I think I just saw a front wing disappear in the background, and that is Blake Leonard backwards at turn 1, and that is going to be the first collision of the race and the first spin. JP is in the pits along with Martin. I don't know if that was some contact or JP struggling with his setup. I'm not too sure. I'm sure we'll hear about that one soon, but a nice gap then forming for the leader, Yella, in P1. 8 tenths behind him is Tasty, and Luke Bailey 7 tenths behind him, all staying within DRS of one another, but they have pulled a gap vitally to the Alpine driver of Ryan, who was battling a lot earlier. Let's go back then to the 2 Red Bull drivers. They don't want to battle too much and hold each other up, but more importantly, Alex is looking for a move on leads down the inside. He's going to send it. Krixik does get past Ryan eventually. See, these 2 drivers are going to keep it nice and tidy. Oh, not a lot of space. Leeds is going to go around the outside and hold on to P9 for now. Alex Dino then has got some serious pace, but also up ahead. We've got Ryan who wants that move back on Krixik, but the more they fight, the more they lose to top 3. But they won't mind at all. 2 seconds almost as Krixik is flying all over the track. Oh, a bit of a snap there for Ryan, but he's managed to keep the car in one piece. As Yellow sets the fastest lap, almost breaking the toe of a second. Let's watch then down the start-finish straight. Is he going to drain his ERS? No, he's going to be sensible and hold on to that one. But let's watch the Red Bull of Ivan Belov, who's going to look to make a move on Jasko Kirill in the Haas. Is he going to send it? Oh, he's going to play it safe. Oh, a little bit of a tap there, almost sending the Haas round. Luckily that one didn't matter too much. But Ivan's got some pace and he wants to be released. Who else has got some pace? Is Smoke. A brilliant drive so far, up in the PA. Looking to make it past the Ferrari driver. He is all over the back of him as Blake goes into the pits yet again. Let's see then what Smoke's going to do. He's holding on to that ERS quite nicely. He's just going to go for a nice exit as all the cars filter around the final corner. And the Haas trying to break the toe of Ivan Belov, but Smoke does get past. Oatley gets out of the way and just lets him through as a bit of a dive bomb there by Ryan on Krixik. This one's going to continue through the next couple of corners, and Ryan, oh, a little bit of contact there. Some very aggressive defending from Krixik in the McLaren. Ryan's going to send it up the inside and take that position back up into P4. Although it's not over yet. Again, side by side through this corner. Oh, they bang wheels a couple of times. Where are they? There they are. Okay, they're all in one piece. Martin has gone round again. I think that is. Well, that could be Leeds actually. As we have the AlphaTauri thinking about making a move on Krixik. He's going to carry more speed through the corner, as they are both going to have DRS on Ryan, who's going to be a bit vulnerable down the start-finish straight. And Rambo being sensible here and not doing anything silly. Oh, Smoke almost went for a move there. He is going to go for a move though around the outside of AMS Rambo. The outside will turn into the inside, but that will soon turn to the outside again. Oh, brave racing, but they have kept their 2 cars in one piece. Sometimes it's best to back out of those sort of positions. Oh, and there's a hit from behind, I think that was. And Smoke's gone off the... Wait, hang on. No, it was lag. Never mind. Smoke then looking for a move on AMS Rambo, who's going a little bit defensive. Is Smoke going to go down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to wait for the perfect opportunity on the start-finish straight. Question is, though, will the Alfa Romeo up ahead get DRS? I think he will. But Smoke's going to drain a little bit of battery to make a move here, I think. He's going to look to go to the inside line on AMS Rambo. He has pulled alongside. He is ahead into the corner. Oh, and he's made that move. Lovely. He's got still the driver, though, on his inside. Rambo not giving this one up too quickly. A little bit of a bash of wheels. And luckily the Mercedes doesn't go around, but he should have the inside line down into the next corner and see that position. Lovely stuff. Rambo going for a switchback. A little bit of a tyre difference between the 2 of them battling along here. Only on lap 4. Degradation is quite high though, so those softs will start to drop up quite soon, as you're seeing with Rambo keeping up with Smoke. But Smoke's going to want to pull away here, but I don't think it's going to happen. As they go around the final corner, Rambo with a better line, but Smoke with a better exit. As we have an almighty DRS train all the way down the field from sort of 7th place all the way down to P15, almost half the grid. All in one big DRS line. As LDR Gamer looks for a move on the Haas, but that one's not going to work. It's always a little bit frustrating being stuck in one of these DRS trains, as Jasko Kirill picks up, I think that's his second 3-second time penalty. That is, he is on 6 seconds now. Let's take a look at the tyres then. We have an absolute whitewash of medium tyres. Oatley on the hards, which is interesting, and Smoke the only driver opting to start on the softs. I think from tier 3 we sort of noticed that softs were not really the race tyre to be starting on. LDR Gamer then down the inside of the Haas driver. Not too much extra speed, but he will get this one done, and I'm sure he can move to the outside. No, he doesn't. He holds the inside line. Let's watch Jasko. No, he's going to just give that one up. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Cecilio Speaker all the way over the back of Jasko Kirill. Hiller's pulled a nice gap. AMS Rambo overtaken by Prime Oatley. But that was maybe a little bit of a dive bomb because he's going to come all the way around the outside. Oh, he's run a bit wide there. That'll be a warning for track limits. And it might even give the Red Bull a chance to make a move. Ivan Belov. Sam Palmer then picking up 3 seconds. ERS ran out for Primo T, that looked like. Let's see then who's going to make a move down into turn 1. Probably not anybody. There's DRS all around here. Rambo using as much track as possible. Oh, almost drops it out the corner. So easily done there. Up front we have Tasty holding off Luke Bailey quite nicely. But I might have to go and watch that one down the back straight because that might be a move about to be made as AMS Rambo picks up 3 seconds of time penalties. The third driver to pick up 3 seconds, but the fourth 3 seconds to be awarded in this race. As we will go up to the top on Luke Bailey, who is 6/10 behind Tasty. He's got a bit of ERS to play with, and he will have DRS as well. He's not looking for a slipstream, but he's not quite going to get alongside into the corner, and he will have to stay behind for a little bit longer. Ivan Belov, though, going around the outside of AMS Rambo, who we saw flashing just a moment ago. He's got the inside line, as we also have a Mercedes overtaking. That is Smoke on Krikzik. Ivan pushing the AMS Rambo to the outside of the trap. Oh, a little bit of contact there, and Rambo's gone round. Now, I couldn't really tell who was at fault for that one. It was quite hard to see from the point of view I had, but I think Ivan did leave enough room. That Rambo looked like he just wanted to use as much as he could on the outside, as we've got a couple of drivers jumping all around the track. It has been an action-packed first 7 laps to the race. Luke Bailey still on the tail of Tasty. We'll go back to that one if he gets close on the back straight. But currently there is quite the hefty DRS train going on. As we have Prime Oatley going for a move down the inside of Krikzik. Almost pushing him completely off track. Krikzik bashing his way back through. That would be P6. That looked like a corner cut. And another one. Just for good measures. And that'll be 3 seconds for Oatley. I think that was 2 and 2 corners there, it looked like. And Blake at the back of the field also picking up 3 seconds in the second to last corner. Another easy place to run wide and pick up a track limits penalty. We won't go to the battle with Luke Bailey and Tasty, but because he's 8 tenths behind, so I can't see a move being made there. Where I could see a move, though, could be Alex Dino on Ivan Belov. Only 2 tenths between the two drivers, and Ivan Belov is 8 tenths behind Oatley. But Oatley could look for a move on the McLaren of Krikzik. I don't think he's going to catch, but we'll get a nice view from behind if anyone else goes for a move. They're all going to behave themselves into the next corner. A yellow flag. I don't really know why that's there. Some lovely respectful driving then from the drivers on the field tonight in Tier 2. Bigger of a step up from last week. Plenty of incidents, I think 22 incidents reported on the night. As JP gets himself up into P17, but it's a long old race back for himself. He's going to be hoping for a safety car at some point. No one able to make a move into turn 1, but quite importantly, Luke Bailey is falling behind Tasty a little bit. Let's see what tyres they're running. They're both on the mediums, so he really doesn't have much of an excuse there, as we have a yellow flag in the final corner for AMS Rambo, who is looking to pit. I don't know if that's to change his tyres. Now that's to retire from this session. He is done for today. That's a shame. Luke Bailey then clinging on. I say clinging on to DRS, I'm not too sure now. No, we didn't get DRS. Who is in the DRS though is Prime Oatley. In the DRS of Krikzik. But really not gaining at all. Krikzik draining the ERS. So catching up to the back of Smoke. He's running those soft tyres. If he's looking to go soft to mediums, he's going to need to get those tyres to around lap 12 or 13. There's a little bit of a snap for the McLaren driver. We have a yellow flag. That's for Rambo's car pulling up on the side of the track. For some reason it makes them drive out. I don't know why they do it. As the drivers filter around the final corner one more time. Yellow leading the race with a nice gap, a second and a half. Luke's clawing a little bit back at that delta on Tasty. Anyone going to go for a move into turn one? The drivers are behaving nicely. No one's doing anything stupid, and they're all just holding position, but Krigzik is going to want to get past a soft runner here because it's going to be costing him some time with that tyre degradation for smoke on that soft tyre. For the longer he can hold them up, the better for himself. That looked like possibly a little bit of a corner cut there for the McLaren driver. As Lewis picks up 3 seconds into sector 1, and the Ferrari almost goes straight in the back of Krigzik. Ooh, a very aggressive swerve to the left from Smoke to try and break that toe. He's got no ERS left, and Krigzik is going to go for a move down the inside into the corner. Oh, he almost rams into Smoke there. Ginger Tiger on Alex Dino as well. But Alex Dino is going to go for the switchback around the outside. Ginger Tiger and Alex Dino giving each other enough room. Alex is going to have the inside line into the corner, but he's not ahead of Ginger Tiger, so that doesn't matter. That is move made for Ginger Tiger. I'm in a P9. Simon Palmer on Luke. Oh, he's gone deep. Oh, a little bit of a tag as well. Just for good measures. And a yellow flag for somebody up the back. Alex Dino, that is, who is round. I am not too sure what happened there. But that is not good for Alex Dino. Let's see then, what can Lewis the Beaker do on Jasko Kirillin? The Haas, is he going to send it up into turn 1? Oh, he's thinking about it, but he didn't. He's playing it safe and playing it tidy. As that Ferrari is climbing over the back of the Mercedes driver. Primarily with a 3-second time penalty for now. As all the drivers are yet to stop. As I said, that Alex Dino goes into the pits. Let's see then, exit of the corner down onto the back straight, and Oatley's got a nice exit, but so has Smoke. Smoke looking to make a move then on the McLaren driver, both drivers without ERS. And the Ferrari is also catching nicely, but no one's going to go for a move here, I don't think. Krigzik going defensive, Smoke going for maybe a switchback. Not quite, the McLaren parks it quite nicely on the apex. And he's got nowhere to go here. So we have a yellow flag for Blake Leonard, who has spun in sector 1. Is Prime Oatley going to go for it? He's going to send it on the Mercedes, and he's going to tag him. And that will be the fault of the Ferrari driver, I think, as a couple of positions are lost there. Smoke was right up on the track limits line. It's always dangerous going for a move in the inside, and you've got to make sure you're ahead when you make the move. And Smoke will be devastated as he's been holding on nicely on those soft tyres. He might even go in here. He does. A couple of laps early maybe, but I think after losing that time it was what he had to do. But then with Ivan Belov looking for a move on Ginger Tiger. Sorry, looking for a move on Krigzik. Ginger Tiger's behind him. Simon Palmer jumps. Smoke. No, they're gonna. No, hang on. Sorry, that's just them driving into the pits. Ivan Belov all over the rear then of Krigzik. Carrying far more speed than the McLaren driver. Let's see then down the back straight, what can the Red Bull driver do? He's got plenty of ERS to use. Krigzik doesn't have much to defend with, but he's going to try and defend anyway. Ivan Belov to the outside line, and that will be an easy position, and the McLaren will just filter back behind. And an easy move there for Ivan Belov. Let's go Kiro down the inside of Lewis Dabika. Oh, he's run out of space. Ivan Belov here is going to want to try and pull away from Krigzik as quick as he can. Because you definitely saw he had more pace in Sector 1. Let's see what he can do. 2 attempts to get. Oh, they're both going in. And Ginger Tiger stays out. That'll be a medium to hards then, surely, for those two. Let's have a look. Medium to hards, soft to hards for Smoke. Medium to hards for Simon Palmer. Medium to hards for Ivan Belov. Medium to hards for Crixic, that's no